and CEO of the National Trust. The National Trust was established in 1999 under the Prime Ministership of Honorable Dr. Varsha. And the purpose of National Trust was to deal with the 4 disabilities: autism, mental retardation, cerebral palsy, and multiple disabilities. Why the focused approach for these 4 disabilities? Because these are related to intellectual disabilities, development disorders. These are very severe in certain cases like mental retardation and cerebral palsy. So it was felt that out of the total disability sector, these 4 should be focused. So that was the purpose of establishing the National Trust, and we deal with 4 disabilities including autism. Regarding autism, Dr. Joshi and Mr. Joshi has told you something about that. I would like to clarify a few more things. One is that it is not a disease, it is a development disorder. And second thing is that generally for parents it is very difficult to detect early. And when it is difficult to detect early, then the intervention early is also difficult. So what we try to do that, we try to spread awareness about this development disorder, and the family should not be shy to recognize this, that the child has got autism, because of 2-3 reasons. One is that it is not a disease, it is a development disorder, and the quality of life can be improved in many ways. The first thing is that support from the family because of the child. And second thing is that society should be more sensitive towards autistic children. Third thing is that early intervention. And the fourth is that because of early intervention, some of the therapies, maybe support of some medicines, etc., there can be a lot of improvement in autistic children. And that is the reason that it is possible to do the mainstreaming. Autistic children have all the capabilities. The only thing is that they develop certain lack of communication skills. So there is some deficiency in communication. Second thing is that the way we understand the relations. For example, I understand that maybe like that girl is my sister, or maybe madam is my sister. They generally don't understand it in such way that like if I meet my sister, then I'll say hello and I may ask Didi Kasi or things like that. So maybe their understanding of relation is not the same, but they understand. So they have the difficulty in communication, then they have the difficulty in understanding the relations. They have some repeated behavior also. So sometimes it is not generally accepted in the society. But I also give certain other examples. Every one of us has some kind of communication deficiency. Everyone is not expert in communication. Everyone is not expert in understanding the relations because maybe her understanding of relations is different than Mr. Mohanji also. So those kind of deficiencies, it is question of degree, because that deficiency in that child is because of development disorders, and our understanding is because of other circumstances. But the mainstreaming is really possible. They have all the potential, they have the creativity, they have the ability, they have the capability. So our role is that as family, if there is one child in the family, and then support. If we are in community, then we have to understand them as government, as NGO, as health professionals, like there are from homeopathic, there can be a doctor from allopathic, there can be a doctor from other fields. So as professionals, it is their duty to support. And that is the reason that in National Trust recently, we have done few things. So there are 3 good things what we have done recently. First thing is that we have started recently one scheme called Disha. This is basically early intervention and school readiness program. And in Disha, we start daycare center in which 0 to 10 years of aged children, they are taken care. They are given therapies. Special educators are available in the center. And for example, suppose there is one child. Maybe because of some problem, the child will be sitting in the corner, will not communicate and things like that. Once they go to the daycare center and if they are in the hands of professionals, then he or she will start communicating slowly. So they will they will start playing, they will start discussing, and they will start laughing, and they will start interacting with peer group. So that way the professionals help them. So in Disha we have started that, and we work through NGOs. So we work through around 500 NGOs. We don't run any scheme directly, we only run through NGOs. So in Disha, per child, per month we provide around 4,500 or 3,850. 3,850 per child per month. Any NGO running daycare center, we provide 3,850 rupees per child per month. So in that, for 4 to 6 hours, they have to operate the daycare center. And we have put certain other conditions that there should be a proper place for children. There should be one recreation room, one medical room and things like that. So they have proper space to interact, to play and things like that. We have other schemes also in which we cover autism. Like when they become adults also, then in other schemes they are covered. And there was one major deficiency which this government is trying to address. There was no system of issuing certificate for autism. As you know that for every disability, a certificate is issued. And you can get benefit when you get the certificate, whether you are physically handicapped or physically disabled. So there was no system. Now, as soon as possible, within few months, we will be issuing a notification through which, that is called Indian Scale for Assessment of Autism, ISA. So we are going to issue the notification for ISA tool, and that will be followed everywhere, and the professionals and doctors will be able to issue certificate for autism. So that will be one big step forward, because that was lacking since last 15-20 years. There was no system. So now we are going to do that. Second thing, I already said that we have launched few schemes. We have revised these schemes. We have revised the funding pattern also, because whatever was the funding pattern was not sufficient earlier to run good center by NGO. And third thing, that in National Trust, since we work through NGOs, so maybe one NGO is sitting in Tamil Nadu somewhere, or Kerala, or in Northeast, or in Maharashtra, there is no need for anyone to come to us in my office. The registration of NGO can be done online. Now we have started, as part of Digital India, scheme management system. In the scheme management system, you can get your NGO registered online. You can apply for a particular scheme. These are the 10 schemes booklet. For a particular scheme online, we will give approval online. When we give approval for a particular scheme or particular center, then automated email will go to you that your scheme has been approved and what is the funding pattern you are entitled to. And we try to transfer the fund within 48 hours, because we allow application only if we have the bank details and if we can transfer the money through bank. So we have set up payment gateway through Axis Bank. So we transfer the money, and we have also developed monitoring system. As you know, in government, monitoring is the most difficult part. So we have, each scheme has key performance indicators, that what we want through that daycare center. For example, I was talking about the Disha. Now you can see that these are the 5 key performance indicators. So, and we have also devised the form how to send the report through internet. there is no need of sending any detailed report on paper. So on the basis of these, what we have done, that these are the 5 indicators. We have done the marking of this, that which indicator carries how much weight. So the total is 100%. And if any NGO is performing more than 50%, then that NGO is entitled for the next installment. Because it's not possible for NGO to perform 100% in we have developed. And we have devised the form, so it's not that any NGO can write anything and send. So in format, depending on the indicators, we have devised the form. So you submit the report online, we go through it, we do the marking, and then we process for the next installment or the next installment. So these are the few new things we have done in our scheme management system. And if you go to our website, the nationaltrust.gov.in, we have tied up with NIXI. This is being developed by NIXI. And NIXI has given us cloud service. So for 3 years, our data is available in NIXI iCloud. And after that, what we have decided that we'll keep the digital copy and 1 print copy at the end of the financial year. The basic records will keep, because in government, record keeping is also important. So what we have decided that some basic document and digital copy of the data will keep. So as you say that now the office has to be faceless. There is no need कि बाबू के चक्कर लगाने, अफसर के चक्कर लगाने हैं. Office has to be faceless. Second is office has to be paperless. So what we are doing that we are processing everything online. So it is paperless. And third, office has to be cashless. So we have done the payment gateway. So it is cashless also. So that is the main purpose of how government can improve. Government has to be faceless from that point of view, paperless and cashless. So we have tried to do all 3 things together. And very soon, maybe next month, we are going to launch the app also. Because in the age of digital this thing, smartphone is very important. Now for smartphone, if you want to do a particular this thing, then you have to have an app for that particular thing. So if you want to book a ticket, then you have to have an app of Make My Trip or Trivago or whatever it is. So that way you will have the app of National Trust very soon. We have the full-fledged website right now. You can go through it. Few more things we have done. That we have tied up the fund from Government of India. Earlier National Trust was working only with the corpus. So we used to get some interest on the corpus. That is the reason that the expenditure on National Trust was very, very low. It was average per year on scheme we used to spend 4 crore 31 lakh. Now this year onward, we are going to spend 30 to 40 crore. So you can imagine this government, how it is going to transform this sector. As you know that Honorable Prime Minister has special focus on disabled, empowerment of disabled. So as part of that, in National Trust we have done that. So we have the formal support of Niti Aayog, we have the formal support of Ministry of Finance, and what we have done, that through this we are trying to increase the overall scenario in India. The information of all the registered organizations all over India is on our website, available for common man. And for the first time in the budget speech of Honorable Finance Minister this year, he mentioned about our one of the flagship scheme, that is Nirame health insurance scheme. So he has given exemption on service tax on our flagship scheme. So Finance Minister in budget speech mentioned about National Trust and Nirame. So these are the few good things this government has done, because this trust was established with a special purpose under the Prime Ministership of Mani Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So we are trying to transform the whole sector. So we have revived this scheme, and we have devised a method through Digital India that how more and more NGOs, more and more beneficiaries can take advantage. And if there are any questions, I will be able to answer.
the rural areas as well as urban areas. So the question is the huge, the country is huge. How do you put all these things in a better way?
That is a very good question. He had asked two questions. One is that what is the monitoring system? And second thing is that India is very big. So how do you make it more effective? So how do you have the pan-India presence? So there are two ways. If you go to our website, we have the name of the NGOs and ROs, not only state-wise, district-wise. So our system is that those NGOs who are working in the field of disabilities, they can register with us. The moment they register, the full detail is available for the common man through our website. And if you have any problem in these 4 disabilities, you can approach that NGO for professional counseling, for any services they are going to give. And he asked one question about the monitoring system. As I explained, that for the first time in government, the main thing is monitoring. So we have developed key performance indicators. So through this, we evaluate whether that NGO is working in this field properly or not. Because that is specific to the scheme, that is specific to the development disorder we deal with. For autism maybe, for mental retardation maybe, for cerebral palsy. So whatever is the disability we are handling, considering that we have kept the key performance indicator. And earlier, what generally happens, I am not saying that every time it happens. In government office, generally if you send the monitoring report, sometimes it is lost, sometimes it is not processed. So we have stopped with that. Now you have to click online and send the report. And now our office cannot say that we did not receive the report. And if it is lying, because it is online, then I can see that it is lying for last 10 days or maybe 15 days. And the concerned dealing assistant has not processed it. So now there is more accountability and more transparency in the system.
When success completely depends upon the operation and support of the individual. In rural areas, people lack awareness. So how would you make your scheme successful in rural areas?
Joshi Sahab has asked a very good question. We also always deliberate upon this, that the concentration of NGOs is more urban-centric. And there are less NGOs in rural areas. I'm not saying that there are no NGOs in rural areas, but there are less NGOs. Thing is that if you consider the total population of these 4 disabilities, it's a large number. And population-wise also large number lives in urban areas, in the sense that more concentration of population in urban areas. It is like in rural areas it is spread out. So what we are trying to do, that earlier we used to address not even 1%. Now the new scheme, what we are trying to do, that we are trying to take advantage of digital India. Now in rural areas also there are smartphones, the internet facility. So our website is totally revamped, not revamped, totally new design. And I don't have any hesitation in saying that by developing, I have taken the best ideas for my website, one from the US government website and another from the UK government website. There are 2 major features I have taken. The other features we have discussed and designed. So through that, on our website around 550 pages of information is available. The main thing is, the moment you have the information, then you are empowered. The moment you have the information, and if there is someone who can help you in analyzing that, then you are more empowered. And the moment you have some system in which you can take advantage of the schemes of the government, then you are much more empowered. So it is not possible for National Trust, because it is a small organization, to run the scheme itself by National Trust officials. So we are more dependent on NGOs. Earlier, what was the problem? There was no sufficient funding for. We could make only 6 Gharonda centers operational in India in 7 years. These schemes were launched on 24th of November 2015 in Vigyan Bhavan. In 3 months, I have already approved 12 Gharonda centers. And my target is to approve minimum 50 Gharonda centers this year. So 7 years, 6 Gharonda centers, 1 year, 50 Gharonda centers. The reason is why NGOs are applying. Earlier, we used to sanction Gharonda, but there was no provision for giving recurring expenditure. In the new Gharonda scheme, we have made provision of rupees 10,000 per beneficiary per month. That's a huge amount. And that is the reason that now NGOs are coming. And Gharonda is for lifelong care of autistic children or adults. No, not children, adults. Because Gharonda, you can have only adult people. So the persons with autism, persons with mental retardation, persons with cerebral palsy, and persons with multiple disability. So these 4 categories can be for lifelong care, remain in Gharonda if they are adults. If they are not adults, we have another scheme that is Samar, in which we give respite care when they are not adults. The moment they become adults, they are shifted to Gharonda. If they are too small, 0 to 10, we have the daycare center. We have the daycare center for 0 to 10 is Disha. We have a daycare center for adult and 10 plus, that is Vikas. Because what we think, that there is a requirement of more interaction for mainstreaming of these disabled. Because if they know more interaction, then they become more inclusive. Their quality of life also improves, their behavior also improves. So there are so many factors which is dependent. I have seen people कि जो mental retardation के केस होते हैं उनको लोग घर में कमरे में बंद करके रखते हैं. We don't want that. We know that there is a problem. There is a problem, medical problem. There is a development disorder problem. There is problem with society. कि लोग क्या कहेंगे? जब अपने घर में कोई फंक्शन होता है, mental retardation का कोई केस है, तो हम लोग सोचते हैं कि वो बाहर ना आए, सामने ना आए, तो अच्छा रहेगा. But what we have to do, that we have to accept them as they are, and we have to support them to improve their quality of life. That is our duty. As parents, as society, as media, as government, as NGOs, that is our duty.